This is MongaMan coming at you with a fresh sound design tutorial on how to make an ocean wave from a noise generator. See, I was making a sweep the other day for one of my new EDM tracks, video dropping soon, and I was messing with the EQ a little bit. And as I was messing with it, I was like, hey, this kind of sounds like an ocean wave. So I fiddled around some more, and you can actually create a very realistic wave sound just from a noise generator and messing with a high and low pass filter on the EQ. Many synths out there today have a noise generator in them. I know Serum does. I know 3 Oscillator and FL Studio does. Pretty much all of the mainstream ones do. In this case, we're going to use 3 Oscillator. It doesn't really matter as long as you can generate noise in some aspect. We're going to turn off Oscillator 2 and 3, and then we're going to switch this to the dice so it creates this noise sound here. Very nice. And we're going to paste it, and we're going to create a pretty long note. I would say create like a 16 bar note. We want to route it to a mixer track, and we're going to throw an equalizer on it. Going to throw a high pass filter on first. I'm going to set it to about 300 hertz. Perfect. Now we're going to throw a low pass filter on. I'm going to turn the bandwidth down to about 70%. Doesn't really matter where we start it because we're going to be tweaking that. And the way we mimic the movement is we're going to automate the high and low pass filters to move up and down to simulate a wave crashing in. So we're going to start with automating the frequency of the low pass filter, create an automation clip. And I find the best way to accurately mimic a wave is to pull up a video of ocean waves. Sorry, I didn't mean to discriminate there. It can be any sort of wave. It could be a lake wave. Mute the video and then try to emulate it with the equalizer. FL has a native video plugin. It's called Video Player. I know Ableton and Logic have them as well. If you're using those DAWs, just look up a video how to use that one. You just want to load the video in. I just found a stock clip of waves crashing in, so I have it pulled up here. So as the music plays, the video is playing along with it. In FL, you're going to want to make sure the video player is detached. And then let's get into how we emulate it. So as a wave crashes in, the higher frequencies are going to peak as the wave starts crashing in. And the low frequencies are also going to expand a little, not as extreme though. Before the wave starts rolling in, we want not that many high frequencies in. And then as the wave starts crashing, it opens up like that. I'm going to start the EQ at like 45%. And then by here, right there, at about 4, almost 5 seconds, that's when the high frequencies are going to peak. So we'll put that somewhere around 74%, I believe. Perfect. And then after the wave hits, the high frequencies are going to come back down and the equalizer is going to go like this. We're going to put a point over here, maybe like 60%. There, that's actually really good. And then our next wave, we're going to start right here as we see it come on the screen. Going to start it from about 50%. And then we're going to do the same technique. We're going to skip ahead to see when the wave crashes, and that's where we're going to put our peak. Right there. Okay, right there. We'll put it up to 76 this time. So altogether, we have this so far. We're just going to throw one more peak on here. I'm going to do the same process as I did the other two. I'm going to speed it ahead. We've only really messed with the low pass filter and it already sounds very similar to a wave. The only thing left is we're going to tweak the high pass filter a little bit just to make it more realistic sounding with how a wave would crash in, and we are going to automate the frequency of the low pass here. Okay, so all we're going to look to do with the low pass filter is after the wave crashes in, so after the high frequencies reach their peak, maybe like a half second after that happens, we're going to open up the high pass filter just a little bit so more low frequencies get let in. It mimics the wave very well. And when I'm talking about subtle changes, I mean very subtle. The high pass filter at the start is 41%, and when it opens up to let in more low frequencies, it's only going to be at 39%, so that's very subtle. So if you look here, when the low pass peaks, the high pass is at 41%. And then right after it peaks, I moved it down to 39%. So the high pass lets in more low frequencies. It moves like this. And then it goes right back to 41%. And that trend follows for the next peak. Right here, it's at 41%. There's a peak on the low pass here. And then right after, the high pass gets to 39% and then returns to normal. Hopefully that makes sense. Might sound a little confusing, but it's pretty simple. And that's really all you have to do to mimic a wave sound. Here it is played with the video clip. So you might be asking, Monger Man, why would I even bother making this sample? What's the use? Well, if you like to make beats to smoke to type beats, like me, a wave sound can easily be transferred out for a vinyl sound, a crackling, a rain. I'll show you what I mean.